The need for journalists to be patriotic while carrying out their duty of reportage has again been stressed. At a one-day media workshop for journalists in Abuja, participants were trained on the need to be mindful of fake news and the spiral effects on the society. Our correspondent was at the workshop and now brings us the details.
A lot of us don't even take our time to even analyze what is sent to us, and I think it's on us as citizens to always portray the nation first. And I believe that that's what our journalists should do. They must always put the nation first as heart and the citizen second.
Fake news can be defined as a falsehood or misleading information presented as news. It often has the aim of damaging the reputation of a person or entity, sparking negative tension among the audience, or making money through the advertising revenue such reports generate. As with many countries around the world, Nigeria, Africa's most populous country, has had to contend with the impact of fake news, which has led to a number of socio-cultural crises, stifling the growth of other sectors of national development, and has become a threat to national security. Although the issue of fake news is not a new phenomenon in the Nigerian media landscape, the advancement in technology and the advent of social media and other digital platforms has made catching up with the speed of fake news become a huge challenge for traditional media practitioners across the country, because to some members of the public not conversant with the different genres of communication, anything published on the internet is done by journalists. In a bid to mitigate the daunting effects of fake news on the society, journalists and other relevant stakeholders have converged on Abuja for a one-day workshop with the theme Balancing Ethics and Patriotism, the Obligations of Journalists to Their Country. Speaking at the event, the convener and country director, Coalition for Good Governance and Economic Justice in Africa, John Mayaki, while decrying the surge in fake news and negative propaganda in the recent 2023 general elections, said the workshop is timely as it aims to review media practice in Nigeria as a result of digital disruption, as well as enhancing the journalism profession in Nigeria.
We expect that this the outcome of this workshop will, number one, teach us on how to be patriotic about our country. Number two, we're able to see fake news and detect it. Number three, not just detecting it, stop it.
Other speakers at the event also stressed on the need for journalists, critical stakeholders and members of the society to work together in putting an end to the menace of fake news in the country.
The theme of this workshop is very apt in the context of our just concluded general elections and the management of post-election tensions, people's anxieties, and public expectations, especially ahead of the May 29 inauguration of the new government.
Love of your country does not mean you should not criticize bad acts. The same way our parents will flog us or discipline us doesn't mean they don't love us. So it means, therefore, that those in government might think patriotism means that if the minister steals money, you help him cover it. That's not true. But what it means is that you criticize the person, but you don't think that the government is hopeless, or you have a duty to mobilize against the government. You must always cooperate with the country.
Practicing your profession in such a manner that will not cause harm, social unrest, put the government in bad light to its citizens, but rather protect the nation and integrity are paramount and remains the hallmark of every journalism that knows his onions as its way.
Today, with the social media platform, the gatekeepers have become more or less sidelined or irrelevant. So what do we do to mitigate against the bad and ugly, which is the fake news? First and foremost, social media platform must be able to identify account holders, implement an equivalent of what the bank calls a KYC. To kill fake news, it is important to start by killing fake accounts. So it is important that all platforms are able to identify their subscribers.
The training workshop also featured paper presentations, panel discussion, and an interactive session on key issues affecting journalism practice in Nigeria.